Hello all, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a bit longer, but based on requests from many of you and some of the offline learners, what I got to know, there are many of you who are looking for a SQL course which even a beginner can learn, even a 10th standard student can learn, right? So that you can get into data domains, be it data analytics, business analytics, data engineering, or data science. All these fields requires SQL knowledge, right? So yeah, I have come up with this boot camp where I'm going to start this course from very scratch till pro level, right? And along with this, I'll be giving you assignments, I'll be giving you use cases, and in the end, I'll be giving you a final project which will give you end-to-end knowledge how a data industry is like using SQL, right? Okay, so that's where I've come up with this agenda here. If you see, so what all the topic I'm going to cover, only that thing will be discussed in this video. So this you can consider as kind of onboarding video where I am covering all this topic. I'll be covering all this topic in this particular series, right? So I'll be starting with a bit of theory and then I'll let you know. So in this tutorial, I'll be using Microsoft SQL Server tool, right? So I'll be guiding you how to use that SQL Server. And then next step is how to create, alter, drop, or use a particular database, right? And then comes tables, right? Once you have database, next thing you need is table. So how to work with table, how to create a table, and what all operations can be performed with a table. All those things I'll be guiding here. And next, while building a table, you need to consider a certain constraints. Some of you must be aware there is primary constraint, primary key, foreign key, all those constraint, and there are many more which I'll be guiding you here in this topic. Once you have table ready, data ready, next comes fetching data and using it, right? So select statement in SQL Server. Now some advanced functionalities are group by, having, order by, all those things. Slowly I'll be going to, and then comes very important topic for data, like all the data domains is join, where it enables you to fetch data from more than a table, right? Based on some particular relationship between these tables. So I'll be discussing all this topic in very detail with example, and like it will be very like practical based session, right? So going to next. Yeah, so now once you have data, some of the fields will be having some null and all those things. So how to handle that, I'll be guiding you on that. Update, delete, all this statement, truncate, drop, what all these statements are there. This is just for example so that I cover all the topics related to this. So what are the difference, how these are used, and in which particular use case which one is required, right? So all those things I'll be covering here. Then comes aggregate function. So some of you must not be knowing what are aggregate functions. So in brief, you can say mean, max, average, all these functions are under aggregate functions. So I'll be covering that also in very detail. Then some of the like operators like wildcards, in, between, aliases, all these topics, small topics I'll be covering. Then like if you have same data structure of two tables and you want to merge these two tables, right? So that's where union comes in picture. And similarly, union all also does same action, but there is slight difference that I'll be covering in this topic. Then comes case statement where you can like manipulate data a bit and create outputs based on your need. All those things I'll be covering. It is kind of if else statement of any basic like coding language if you have studied. If not, I'll be covering this in detail. Very easy topic, right? Then going to a bit advanced topics, which is stored procedure. right? Functions, temporary tables, and then what are indexes, why it is used, how it improves performance of like data fetch and everything. All the thing I'll be covering. What are pros and cons of using some particular kind of indexes? Everything I'll be covering in detail. Then comes views, triggers, pivot tables, subqueries, Windows functions, right? All these are very high level concepts, and like most of the data engineering and data analysts are using all these high level concepts. So I'll be covering practical sessions on all these topics. And then, as I already mentioned, assignments will be there, use cases will be there, and a final project will be there. So stay tuned, and I'll be covering like all this topic in very detail. Thank you so much.